Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought no-knock raids were against the supreme law of the land. Hey guys, study after study shows that if you want strong bones and muscles, healthy hair, skin, teeth, and nails, you need the 5 types of collagen in your diet. I get mine from BioTrust. I've got a link in the description with a massive discount, and it'll tell you all about it. This is from Activist Post. I didn't know this happened. Tennessee's my stomping grounds, and this is from May 9th. State passes revolutionary bill to finally ban no-knock warrants. It's already banned. No-knock warrants already banned, and this is then the Fourth Amendment. So here's another example. I'm going to go over this law, and yes, this law it's good, but it's redundant and it's unnecessary. And another law on top of the Fourth Amendment means the Fourth Amendment isn't the supreme law of the land. It's become so ineffective that it doesn't do what it's supposed to be doing because no law enforcer, no order follower is respecting it. Just like Lysander Spooner said, whether the Constitution be one thing or another, this much is certain. It's either authorized such a government as we have, that tyrannical, despotic government, or it's been unable to resist it. In either case, it's unfit to exist. And this is another example of that, where they create a law that the first law was supposed to stop the criminal activity, but they had to do another law, and then another law, and then there's going to be another law to protect that law. It's outlandish and ridiculous. Why do we pay these people $174,000 to do this nonsense per year? This week, the state of Tennessee made history after the House gave final approval to Senate Bill 1380 that bans no-knock warrants in the state, highlighting the bipartisan support behind the bill. It passed the state and the House without a single nay. Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. Senator Mike Bell introduced the Senate Bill 1380. Last month, the full Senate passed the bill by a vote of 33-0. Then on Monday, the House substituted the Senate bill for the House version and voted for its approval with a 90-0 count. Now it moves to Governor Bill Lee's desk for his signature. Short of an unexpected veto from the governor, the bill will ban no-knock warrants. It also bans cops from using chokeholds except when lethal force is authorized, the same standard needed before an officer fires a weapon. The bill also revamps police training, teaching them to de-escalate tactics instead of immediately jumping to deadly force. Going further, the bill requires officers to have a, quote, duty to intervene if they witness excessive force and would be required to report the use of excessive force to a supervisor. Forget about that duty to intervene. Everybody should have that already. That's why you never see any good cops. That's why we say all cops are bad cops. Why? Because politicians create the laws. Most of those laws are wicked, cruel, immoral, and unjust. And if you're going to bring into being things in writing that are wicked, cruel, immoral, and unjust, then you're wicked, cruel, immoral, and unjust. And even if you're not committing that act as a bad law enforcer, if you see your buddies doing it and you're not stopping them, what does that say about you? It says that you are supporting, consenting to, and enabling evil on other people. Why would there need to be a law where hey, look, we're going to protect you if you blow the whistle on your fellow police officers? Do you think the department's going to stand for somebody being a whistleblower in the ranks? They're not going to. They're not going to be a police officer for very long. This guy says this bill is pretty much my Christmas wish list. This bill will go a long way toward reestablishing the trust factor between law enforcement and citizens of the state of Tennessee. That's such nonsense. You're not a citizen, you're an individual. If you're a citizen, then you'd be a corporate entity. You're not. And there is never going to be trust between law enforcement because they're law enforcement. They're there to do you harm. They're not there to do you good. Do they do good? Sometimes, yes, but that is not the nature of their position. They're there for 2 reasons: to uphold the laws, thus law enforcement, and increase the coffers of the state. And that's what laws do. The laws take away your rights and increase the coffers of the state. Because if they catch you breaking the law, well, that's going to cost you, buddy. And then you're going to go to prison. And then you're going to become a part of the prison industrial complex, which is basically free slave labor. As the 10th Amendment Senator Mike Maharrey points out, the enactment of SB 1380 would take a big step toward effectively nullifying and making irrelevant several Supreme Court opinions that give police across the U.S. legal cover for conducting no-knock raids. Like I said, the Fourth Amendment already does that. To heck with the Supreme Court. The right to be secure, and you have the right, not because it's written in the Fourth Amendment, but you have the right to be secure in your person's houses, papers, and effects because you're a human being. Why? Because that person who's
banging your door down and shooting dogs and killing people and maiming people and citing people and throwing people in cages, that person would not want those actions done to him. That's all it takes. It doesn't take a Supreme Court. It doesn't take a Fourth Amendment. Everybody knows this. It's embedded within us. It's self-evident, if you want to take a word from the Declaration of Independence. The idea of ceasing the use of no-knock raids is revolutionary when it comes to policing in the United States. Isn't that sad? Doesn't that tell you everything you need to know about the police? And its importance cannot be overstated. Across the country, largely due to the failed drug war, it's long, costly. It was supposed to be temporary, deadly. Has anything been more deadly or costly or has been any more of a failure than the drug war? Nope. I can just hear Nixon going, we've launched an all-out offensive against America's number one enemy, drug abuse and addiction. Across the country, largely due to the failing drug war, or the failed drug war, police conduct tens of thousands of no-knock raids per year. What about civil asset forfeiture? How much stuff do they take? How much money do they steal? How much jewelry? How many houses do they take? How many cars do they confiscate? Breonna Taylor was murdered during one of them. Countless others are beaten, terrorized, and killed as well. Just like Breonna, cops often act on bad information. In theory, no-knock raids are supposed to be used in only the most dangerous situations. In reality, though, no-knock raids are a common tactic, even in less than dangerous circumstances. Check this out. I did not know this, and I'm going to have to check this, double check this, but this article says a whopping 79% of these raids, like the one used to murder Dennis and Regina Tuttle, remember that in Houston, Texas, are for search warrants only, mostly for drugs. Just 7% of no-knock raids are for crisis situations like hostages, barricaded suspects, or active shooters, according to the investigation by the ACLU. What's more, the study by the ACLU found that in 36% of SWAT deployments for drug searches, and possibly in as many as 65% of such deployments, no contraband of any sort was found. And in a lot of those cases, the door that they knocked down was the wrong address. So they act on bad information and people end up getting hurt. Dogs get shot. Kids get killed or maimed. Remember that one where they threw that flashbang in that room and it landed pretty close to the crib of that baby and that baby was maimed for life? That's the kind of stuff we're looking at. So the bottom line to this is, we already have a Fourth Amendment. They violated it. What makes you think that the cops aren't going to violate this right here? You think they're going to go, you know what? It's against the law to knock that guy's door down. It's innocent until proven guilty, right? No-knock raids or make you guilty until proven innocent, not innocent until proven guilty. So if the Fourth Amendment didn't stop them, how is SB 1380 going to stop them, or any law going to stop them? It's about the construct of the mind. It's about what's going on in the bad law enforcement order follower's mind. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that. SWAT members are looking for an excuse to kill people. It sure looks like it. It sure looks like it. As a whole, it looks like they've got itchy trigger fingers and they cannot wait to pull it on somebody. Guys, we already know that they want to decimate the dollar, destroy the economy, bring us into a cashless society, and eventually make it difficult for us to even get food. That's why I constantly promote My Patriot Supply. Every chance I get, I turn my fiat currency notes into long-term storable food. This stuff is awesome. It's got a 25-year shelf life. And one thing we're all going to need is storable food. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. With my link in the description, you get $100 off of every order instantly. It'd be a good idea to order it while you can, because I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be able to ship this out. My link for your $100 off discount is in the description below.